Perfect. So now on to our last recipe. Again, we want to finish off with something very refreshing. So we're going to make, this is a very simple, quick, easy dessert known as Granita. Has anyone heard of Granita before? So yeah, it's like an icy, it's kind of like your Italian snow cone. Think of it that way.
With less sugary syrup.
Less sugar, yes, less sugary syrup.
It's going to be fruit-based.
Yes, and you can pick any fruit. That's the wonderful thing about this. It's pretty much 3 ingredients, and you can, pick and choose which ones you like. Cantaloupe would be fantastic for this, but again, you can even use watermelon, like we did in the first recipe. Watermelon would be great with this, or even like lemon. Anything would work. So, cantaloupe, we're going to just roughly dice it up. Again, choose a nice, ripe cantaloupe.
How do you do that?
So similar to the watermelon, it should be pretty heavy for its size. When you size it up, it should be pretty heavy for its size. You can smell it. Yeah, if you really start to smell the cantaloupe, it means it's getting a little older. So yeah.
It shouldn't knock you out with the
shouldn't knock you
smell,
out.
because then it's got a bit too
Also,
mushy.
yeah, and also check for any mushy or bruised spots. That's something you want to avoid. But smell is a pretty big one. Unlike the watermelon, the smell really doesn't do anything. So you can do that with the cantaloupe. So that's going to go in, roughly diced. We're going to add a little bit of honey to sweeten it up. And you don't need too much.
You're getting lots of wonderful sweetness from the melon.
Yes. And then we're going to add some citrus here. But again, if you didn't want to add the citrus, just go for the zest. Add the lime zest in there and just add maybe a couple tablespoons of water just to get the cantaloupe going. These are very juicy limes, which is good. So that's going to go in.
This recipe is going to have so much vitamin C in it, which is a really important antioxidant. It helps to boost our immune system and fight off illness and infection. It's also really good after surgery because it helps with wound healing as well.
If you do find a lemon that's not so juicy, you can fork it, or a lime. Have you heard of forking a lime? Forking a lemon? Yeah, so you stick a fork in it, and then you squeeze around it, and it helps to break up those cells. It sounds cool. You forked the lemon. All right, so that's going to go in there. We're going to blend this up until very smooth. You can add mint if you wanted to this as well to really pick up the flavor. Some basil would be fantastic. Even a little bit of vanilla would work well. So just really play with the flavors. We made all different types last year. We did watermelon with ginger, which is a really nice combination. So you can really play with the flavors.
What does the beautiful orange color remind you of? Any other fruits and vegetables off the top of your head? Squash, fabulous.
Carrots.
Yeah.
Pumpkin.
Exactly. So the color is often a clue as to the type of nutrients that are in our fruits and vegetables. So this beautiful orange color tells us cantaloupe is rich in carotenoids, which include things like vitamin A. It's also very high in vitamin C as well. And these are all antioxidants as well, which can help to prevent free radical damage. So basically, aging and the environment can cause damage to our healthy cells. And including these antioxidants helps to kind of prevent and lessen the blow of some of that damage, which has been associated with a lower risk of many chronic diseases, including cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and even obesity is now considered to be a disease of inflammation. So it's good to incorporate these fresh fruits and veggies with beautiful, bright colors. And the carotenoids in particular are especially good for eyesight. So having foods that are rich in vitamin A, such as cantaloupe in your diet, can help to lower your risk of macular degeneration, which is basically your eyesight getting worse as you get older.
So that's it. Get a small, shallow baking dish. You can pour your mixture in there. I just decided to start it with some mint leaves. You can do that as well. And that's going to go into the freezer. There's one step that you want to do before it's done. There's about an hour in. When it's in that semi sort of frozen stage, just get a fork and crush it up. Make a nice little slush and then put it back into the freezer and you can let it freeze for another 2 hours or so.
Is there a way to save it if you forget?
If you forget,
Because I often try to make frozen desserts at home, and then I get doing something else, and I leave it in the freezer, and then I go back to it 12 hours later, and it's a solid block
yeah, it'll still
that I
work.
have to chip away at.
Just get sharper tools. And so that's what it's going to look like after. And you can see how it's frozen, and as you grate it,
Ooh,
you
it's
get
a
this
slushy.
beautiful, refreshing slushy. This is the great way. I mean, especially for the summer, you can add this as ice. You can pour it onto a drink. This is really, really nice. Even serve it with something, maybe if you had something spicy. Serve this beside it to cool you down. It'd be fantastic.